Hi everyone, this is Nim Golkar. Welcome to Sunday Chats with Nim. Okay, so hopefully y'all can hear me clearly because I'm trying this out for the first time on my laptop. So hopefully, can you just quickly type in the comments if the audio is clear so we can get started? That would be a huge help. Just quickly type in the comments, hi Nim, I can hear you, or something along those lines. All right, so today we're going to be talking about assessing your friend circle, just to make sure that you are hanging out with the right crowd. Now, like we all know, right now we are in lockdown mode, quarantine mode, social distancing, etc., etc., and we haven't really been socializing with our usual friend circle for quite some time. But when all of this will be done and dusted, all of us will go back, to the weekend potluck dinners, we'll go back to the coffee catch-ups, we'll go back to the dazzling social gatherings. And I thought that now is a good time for all of us to actually sit back, reflect, and reassess our friend circle, just to make sure that the rest of this journey, after the whole lockdown thing has finished, just to make sure that we're spending the rest of the journey with a positive inner circle. So that's what today's Facebook Live is going to be all about. I'm Nim Golkar. For those of you who don't know me, I am a life coach, I'm a professional speaker, and I'm an author of 3 books, Diary of an Immigrant Bride, Unlock the Real You, and the recently launched A Little Wiser, A Little Happier. And I'm quite excited to let you know that I'm working on book number 4 at the moment. So that's just a little bit about me in a nutshell. And today we're going to be talking about 5 types of friends to avoid and how to actually know who your true friends are. Okay, so I would love it, as usual, if you're a little bit interactive and you say your highs and hellos to me. Because like I say, always, I hate it if it's just a one-sided conversation, okay? So make sure that you ask questions, share insights, post your comments, etc. I'm just going to wait to make sure everyone gets a chance to log in so you don't miss out on any of the information we're going to share today. Hi, Esther. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you for joining. All right, so before I begin, like I always do, I'm going to share a couple of interesting quotes that I read about friendship. And one of the quotes was, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Okay, let me repeat that. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. And when we look at this quote from the perspective of friendships, the way I interpret it, it is that I would rather have a handful of really close, inspiring friends than to have a massive group of so-called friends who don't really add anything of positive value to my life. Right? So I'm someone who's always believed that less is more, and that I would rather have just a very small select group of genuine friends than to be surrounded by people who are not really my true friends at heart. Okay, so that was a beautiful quote that I read somewhere. And the other quote that I often use in my talks and videos is by Jim Rohn, which is, you become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So I would like you to take some time in the next week or 2 and really think about the people you used to hang out with before lockdown. And then ask yourself if those are the same people you want to continue spending the rest of your life socializing with. Okay. Before we talk about the 5 types of friends to avoid, I want to throw out a question to you. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about negative friends or negative friendships. If in your inner circle of friends, there are one or two fake friends, friends who are just pretending to be friends, but like the frenemy, the enemy who's pretending to be a friend. I want to ask you, what is the impact of negative friendships? What are some consequences of having less than ideal friends around you? Can you think of any consequences of negative friends in your friend circle? What harm can they possibly do? I'm, of course, going to share with you my own insights about the consequences of negative friendships, but I would like you to think about it for a moment and write down what you consider are some of the consequences of having the wrong friends in your inner circle. So while you're thinking and writing, the first thing that comes to mind is that a negative friend can impact your emotional well-being. Okay? Excuse my voice. I have been in sessions all day, so literally from morning to evening, and I've just come off a session 5 minutes before joining. So I think I'm losing my voice, and I'm going to have to go and get some hot water very, very soon. But so the first consequence of negative friendships is it impacts your emotional well-being. I know lots of people who tell me that after spending time with certain friends, they actually feel low and depressed and anxious, right? So that is one consequence of negative friendships. The second thing is, I find that if you don't have the right friends around you, it can impact your productivity. Long ago, I used to have this particular friend, and whenever I wanted to sit down and, write the next chapter of my book, she would always find a reason why I shouldn't be doing what I wanted to do. I mean, she'd always say, you can do that later. Let's go and party. Let's go have a coffee, which is all well and good. I'm all, game to have a coffee every now and then. But you also need friends who hold you accountable for your goals. And if you have the wrong friends in your circle, you'll find that your productivity will be severely impacted. I know lots of people, who sort of years later look back at their lives and think that they wasted all those years and never really got much done. And while there can be many different reasons for this, one of the most common reasons why so many people don't end up achieving their dreams or fulfilling their goals is because of the friendships that are the hallmark of their lives. If you got the right friends, it's a whole lot easier to achieve your goals. So that was the second impact. And the third one, like I said earlier, if you have the wrong friends in your circle, they can actually leave you miserable and depressed. Why is that? Because some friends have this habit of comparing, constantly making comparisons, right? And then you spend some time with them, and when you come home, you feel as though, in comparison to them, your life has not amounted to anything whatsoever. And they leave you feeling under-accomplished, not happy with who you are and where you are in life at this given moment. Okay, so those are some of the consequences of having the wrong kinds of friendships in your life. Now that brings me to the 5 types of friends to avoid. And I'm wondering where everyone is, because I haven't had a hi Nim for some time. So if you're watching, please do say hi or hello so I can say hi back to you. Okay, so the 5 types of friends to avoid. The first friend that I would run a million miles away from is the friend who secretly resents your success. Now you're probably thinking, shock, horror, is that even possible? Could a friend possibly resent your success? Well, the answer is a true friend will never resent your success. But we're not really talking about true friends here, are we? We're talking about the people who may be pretending to be your friend And because they're not your true friend, they may resent your success. How do you recognize this friend who may be resenting your success? The biggest giveaway, the biggest clue is every time you succeed or every time you achieve a big goal, instead of being 100% happy for you, this particular friend will find somehow an excuse why it's easy for you to achieve that goal. They will not take into consideration all the sacrifices you've made to reach this level of success in your life. They'll simply find an excuse why Lady Luck smiled upon you. And they'll forget to attribute that success to your dedication, your determination, your sacrifices. For example, let's say you got a promotion at work and you go and tell your friend about it and you're super excited and you can't wait to pop open a bottle of champagne. But when you tell this friend, instead of being happy for you, what does this friend do? She comes up with all kinds of excuses why it's so easy for you to get a promotion and it's so difficult for her to get anything similar in her life. So she might say something like, oh, well, it's easy for someone like you. You've got your in-laws at home to look after your children. So of course you can go after leadership roles. Poor me, I can't do that because I'm doing everything on my own. Right? So I've seen heaps of people like that who somehow tend to belittle other people's success. So that's the first friend to watch out for, the one who resents your success, who cannot truly participate in the joy of your victory or your success. The second type of friend that I personally avoid like the plague is the friend who sulks. The sulker, I call it. Now, who is the sulker? As the name suggests, this is the friend who sulks at the drop of a hat about every little thing, and you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around her all the time. For example, let's say you post something on Facebook about a catch-up with a group of friends, and heaven forbid she wasn't invited to that particular catch-up, she's going to sulk. Right? So this is the friend who, no matter what you do, will be offended for the smallest of reasons. Personally, I don't know about you, my friends, but personally, I cannot handle those who sulk for the tiniest reasons, right? I don't personally like sulkers, so I tend to stay away from them. And thankfully, all my friends today are people who are large-hearted, people who are able to see the big picture, and people who certainly don't sulk. So the second type of friend to avoid is the sulker. The third type of friend to avoid is the gossip, right? This is the friend who, every time you catch up with him or her, spends all her time or all his time simply telling you gossip and criticism and negative stuff about every person under the sun. Now, I understand a little bit of gossip every now and then is fun in any friendship, right? But if this particular friend of yours only spends all her time pouring negativity out into the world, then you must watch out for that kind of company. You really don't want to be surrounded by someone who is that negative, right? The fourth type of friend, now this is my pet peeve, the fourth type of friend is the one who conveniently forgets her wallet whenever you go out to dinner or whenever you go out to a coffee, right? There are those people who, whenever they go out with a group of friends, either their credit card has maxed out or they left their wallet at home, whatever their excuse, it's always you who has to end up paying for the dinner, always has to end up paying for the coffee, and they never ever offer to pay back in return, right? So that's the kind of friend you need to watch out for. Now, of course, true friends will help each other out financially or otherwise every now and then. But if it is the fulcrum of your friendship, if it's always you who is paying for everything, then I think it's a little bit unfair, right? So watch out for those kinds of friends as well. And the last kind of friend I suggest you stay away from is the one who is maybe perhaps he or she is afraid to dream big. That's okay. But they stop you from dreaming big as well. And I think that's not fair. I don't believe that every friend in your friend circle must learn to dream big. But if you want to achieve big goals in your life, then a true friend will always encourage you. Okay, so these were my list of the 5 friends to avoid. The first one was the one who resents your success. The second one is the one who always sulks for the smallest of reasons. The third one is the eternal gossip. The fourth one is the one who always forgets to pay when you go out for dinner or coffee. And the fifth one is the one who stops you from dreaming big. Now, how do you actually assess your friend circle? So what I suggest you do is, my favorite thing of all times, bring out a paper and pen. Think of every single person that you consider a friend and write down their names on that piece of paper. And for each name that you write down, ask yourself, how do I feel after I've spent an hour or two with this friend? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel like you can take on the world and that anything and everything you dream of is possible? Or after spending time with them, do you feel dejected? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel like you've achieved nothing in life? Do you feel like a failure? Do you feel like they're dragging you down? Because if there's even one such person in your friend circle who's dragging you down, then he or she may play a huge part in whether or not you actually achieve your dreams. So I suggest take some time in the next week or two before, we all go back to life as we once knew it, before we go back to socializing the way we used to. Take some time to reassess your friendships and to see if the rest of the journey after lockdown, you want to still spend with them, or you want to reassess them and see if perhaps you need to put some kind of distance between you and them. Because like I said at the start, like Jim Rohn said ever so wisely so many years ago, you become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So that's it, my friends, for today. Before I go, I just want to remind you that I've recently launched a group program of creative writing for kids, and that begins end of this month. So if you want to enroll your child for my group program, all you need to do is send me a quick PM on Facebook, and I'll send you the pricing details, or email me at nim@nimgholkar.com. So this is a creative writing program for kids. There are a few options for you. You have a Sunday class. So you'll have 3 Sundays in a row, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Or you can choose a Wednesday afternoon class, which is 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Okay, so that's 3 Wednesdays in a row, 3 Sundays in a row, beginning end of this month. If you want to enroll your child, there will be limited spots because each group will have 8 to 10 children max, right? So if you want to know more about pricing and other details, just send me a quick PM on Facebook or email nim@nimgholkar.com. Okay, I'm going to rush off now. Have a fabulous week ahead, and I'll see you soon with yet another video. Take care. Bye for now.